Hello everyone, I'm Oh Eun-young, a teacher at Seoul Myeogok Elementary School, and I'm in charge of the Digital Citizenship, part of the African Training Program for Educational Support Projects utilizing Solar School. I start with a heart of excitement, with the honor of having wonderful interaction with the teachers. As an elementary school teacher in Korea, I have been teaching elementary school students for 16 years and paying constant attention to the lives of students and media. In this class, I would like to talk about the meaning and importance of digital citizenship in relation to the social phenomena and educational cases. First of all, I prepared a quiz. Imagine the answer to the following question. What is the scariest mouse in the world? If you focus on today's class, you'll be able to check the answers easily. Here's the order I'll tell you today. 1. Entering. 2. The concept, necessity, digital culture of digital citizenship. 3. Components of digital citizenship. 4. Education, directions, and class cases of digital citizenship. That's it. Let's start with me. First of all, what comes to your mind when you look at the following pictures? The first picture shows a child in a village in Tanzania, Africa, studying with Enuma's education software using a tablet PC. Here's a look at the media used to narrow the education gap. The second and third pictures are examples of several problems caused by the growing use of media. We hope the bright side of the media, the shadow of darkness, and today's learning will help us become true digital citizens. Everyone, did you know that there are sites where you can know the DQ index and digital index of the world? It is a global project that not only measures digital intelligence, but can also increase the digital index through education. Shall we visit there after today's class? So, what is digital citizenship? Digital citizenship refers to the citizenship qualities required in the process of producing, sharing, and utilizing digital resources, which are civil skills that must be possessed among people connected to a digital-based network. You've probably heard of digital native terms in the lecture by Shin Young-kyung in the module earlier. You can think of it as digital citizenship, whether you have competency in this digital-oriented society or not. So, why should we pay attention to digital citizenship? Recently, in the era of artificial intelligence, new technologies emerge, social communities change, and digital influence is expanding as analog and digital merge. In this era, digital citizenship, which is the citizenship of the digital world, becomes more important. If you look at the characteristics of culture in the digital world, the teachers have shown that it will be helpful in connection with youth life. First of all, we prefer non-interactive, non-face contact, non-simultaneous relationships. It covers a wide range of areas such as education, treatment, and delivery. Second, the boundary between private and public areas will disappear. Even if the restaurants recommended by celebrities aren't really delicious, people flock there, and SNS travel photos taken inadvertently during the corona period come back with tremendous criticism. It is important to remember that because of the high propagation power of SNS, each individual has an increased the risk and impact. Third, all your actions are recorded due to your digital footprint. In just a few hours, you'll find out who bought what, who met whom, what has been posted over the years, which posts have been agreed or disagreed on, and even minor comments, so you can understand all about that person. News of aspiring celebrities or famous eating show YouTubers being perpetrators of school violence in the past also spread quickly. Fourth, cyberbullying and group hatred increase. As we talk with each other, our thoughts become stronger and closer to similar groups. Please look forward to the guidance on hate culture as it will be covered in detail in the next course by Choi Eun-ok. Now, let's take a closer look at digital citizenship. It's a competency that people who use digital media should have, and I wonder how it differs from traditional citizenship. Citizens of digital society are more active in their interests and actions because they are more interested in communication and practice. Also, the digital space strengthens digital citizenship by driving individual participation. Just a minute. There are various elements to digital citizenship. The content emphasized by digital citizenship has changed from time to time. In the first phase of the information society, the knowledge element of digital citizenship is emphasized. In the second phase of the information society, ethics is emphasized. And in the third phase of the information society, literacy is emphasized gradually. According to data of the Gyeonggi Institute of Education, which was jointly researched by Dr. Kim Amy and 3 others in Korea, the concept of digital citizenship is divided into cognitive, behavioral, and justice aspects. In some cases, the elements within digital citizenship are classified into 4 categories: digital ethics, media and information literacy, participation and involvement, and critical resistance, as classified by the Korea Information Society Agency. Also, you may see it like the following screen: personal information and reputation, social participation and media, information selection and judgment, and communication. Just remember that it is better to educate these elements evenly rather than simply classifying them. Creating an environment and creating a democratic and safe school culture are of course important when designing digital citizenship classes. Also, actions must come together, not just stopping from knowing. For example, you should practice behavioral practice such as making suggestions on what needs to be improved in your town, school, or society. Now, I would like to introduce a class example that teachers can use. For convenience, the elements of citizenship listed in the upper right corner are not important, so you can develop a variety of competencies through specific activities. In addition, even if it is difficult to use a computer or a smartphone, I would like to introduce an example that can be done right away through activities such as writing and drawing. There are many different kinds of ethics to follow on this digital world, but it is copyright that should be addressed first. Copyright is a right to a creative work made by a person with thoughts or feelings. In the United States, there is a joke that Mickey Mouse character copyrights are so sensitive that it is enough to chase them after an inhabited island. Yes, that's right. The question I asked you earlier, what is the scariest mouse in the world? That was Mickey Mouse. The copyright itself is guaranteed for the duration of the author's life and 70 years after his death. It is a very important ethics in that it protects not only the author, but also the user's rights. The following display conditions must be observed carefully when you use it. If you visit the site listed here, you will find a different copyright guide for each country. You can find the virtues particularly needed in cyberspace and create guidelines for information delivery. We can also discuss good comment group, we can teach morality to AI in the era of artificial intelligence. In connection with the COVID-19 remote education, a class dealing with digital citizenship was also conducted during creative experience activities. We also developed education using the media literacy vaccine co-produced by KATOM, Korea's National Association of Media Literacy Teachers. For example, there are items such as whether the news comes from a reliable source or not, sharing inaccurate information on social media. These classes are also linked to offline classes and can be practiced as activities such as creating student promotional materials or drawing contests. What's the difference between communication in the real offline world and communication in the digital world? And what are some of the characteristics of the videos that we see often, such as advertisements and YouTube? Explore these points with students through activities that develop media and information literacy. In the case of participation, you can simply express your opinions on social media, such as Facebook, by showing likes, etc. Or in some cases, opinions made by students to prepare a shelter at the National Museum of Korea were actually accepted. You're all right. You can participate in society by attaching a sticker in the shape of a like, drawing a picture, writing a letter, etc. Have you ever participated in society through various online challenges recently? Through Thanks to Challenge, it would be nice to express your gratitude to the people in your country that you feel grateful for. In the case of critical resistance, you can cultivate and analyze various media, such as song lyrics, fairy tales, movies, and dramas. Not only elementary school students, but also middle and high school students can take digital citizenship classes. After, you can have a class discussing who a digital citizen is. The title of today's presentation was Digital Citizenship, from A to Z, but I'm leaving the rest of the stuff to teachers who are much more competent than me. After today's class activity, I hope that teachers will come up with a digital citizenship education plan that they want to apply to the students they are teaching at school. Like the picture of the Little Prince's hat, we support infinite possibilities. Thank you for your attention.